Hi everyone, it's Jan, it's my vlog, and welcome. It's October 12th, 2019. Woohoo! And I have another guest today that I'm very excited to have. It's John Barilla. Hi, John.
Hi, Jan.
And the reason I've always admired him is because not only is he a dear friend who I've known since
the 70s.
Since the 70s,
Oh, yeah.
and he is also an amazing actor and has helped me on many readings. And one day we'll work together on a production. I just know it.
I hope so.
But also, he's a fantastic photographer. He's been a denizen of the East Village in Manhattan since when?
Since around 1973. I've been in New York since 70, and I lived in East Village a little bit there, but since 73, and in the same apartment since 76.
And he has a very famous address, which is, well, you don't have to tell them exactly where.
St. Mark's Place.
St. Mark's Place, which is, St. Mark's Place was always like heaven to me because it was right off the east, right into the East Village, and it was always a very cool place to visit. So he takes pictures of doorways in the East Village because he's a fantastic photographer. When did you begin this?
Oh, you mean the doorway project?
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know if it was by accident, but I take pictures of a lot of things, everything, of course. People they like my doorways, so there's this thing, especially in Facebook, where they're always saying, "We love your doors," and I'm going, I take wonderful pictures of the whole city. Anyway, a couple of years ago, when I really started to get into using digital photography, and I would, and then when cell phone cameras got a little better, I would use either my Nikon or my cell phone. I have a really good cell phone camera. And I just started to, as I would walk along, say, well, let me take a picture of this. And then I started to realize, I wonder, people probably think this is a boring thing to do. Who is documenting all these wonderful and crazy and funky and beautiful doorways all over the city, which I am doing the whole city, but it's such a project that we're just showing, and the place that I love
and
the
so
most.
Lori is showing you some of these photographs as we're talking, and that's my fantastic editor. So we're looking at them, sort of, we're glancing off screen to look at them here. There's a few that, John, you might want to talk about.
Oh, okay. If they could see, the first one that we're seeing there is, it's a doorway on 3rd Avenue. This kind of doorway you might more likely see with graffiti or graffiti art or some tagging on the Bowery or in little funkier areas or something. But this is actually around, I think, between 10th and 11th on 3rd Avenue, not far from where I live. And it's actually right next door to a restaurant. You can see the little flowers there to the right, and I wanted that in there. And it's just a funky little door that is actually probably the service doorway to either the restaurant or the service next door to where
But
the
they've
door
made
is.
a piece of art of it.
Right, no one has changed it, no one has for a while. It's been.
And then you see some beautiful doorways that follow on with greenery and wonderful entrances to grand homes.
Right, well, the next thing we see is, there's not a door there because I want to put other things in, but that's like the neighborhood right where I live, around the block, and I have a lot of the doors and such. It's one of my favorite blocks because it's 2 blocks that kind of U around. It's Stuyvesant Place and 10th Street as they become one, and this is at the end of it. And I just love that building, and I take so many pictures around there, like the next couple of doorways,
which we'll see,
which are really nice. And they're East Village. A lot of people say that looks like the West Village. Well, we got some nice doors in the East Village too. And anyway, and then the door, the green door with the 2 pine type bushes or trees, that's actually a very famous place. That's called the Hamilton Fish House.
Wow.
And that was well, Hamilton Fish is a famous New Yorker. He did a lot of things. I won't go into that, take too much time. But he was married to Peter Stuyvesant's daughter. This was their house, and there was I think 5 others on this row or this lane of Stuyvesant Street, and it used to be a farm, the Stuyvesant farm. So it's a historic, and next to it there's a plaque that tells you what it is. And I actually take pictures of the accoutrements. If you look at the shutters and the little pieces of work, I love to do that too. And then on the bottom row, these are just nice buildings with very attractive doorways that look very nice. The thing is, I take my photos of the doors whether it's a nice door or a funky door, I take them as they are at the moment. Every once in a while I go, no, it just, there's too much stuff there,
There's
whatever.
too much too many packages.
Or whatever, if someone put the mail and it's still there,
Yeah.
I'll take the picture because I want to take the door as it is at the moment.
Ah, cool.
You know, I don't know if that's ridiculous or not. And here's another one. Now this door is also next to a Chinese restaurant, as I see, you can see the borders on the frames there. But the same kind of an idea. That's not, that's just done by multiple people that did everything from graffiti, tag it, and then slap a poster over it. I think it's one of the Kardashians or somebody, I'm not even sure. But anyway, that's that. But now, the next one, this is what was once the loft of Jean-Michel Basquiat. I'm not even sure if that's the proper pronunciation. Yeah, and it's a Michel, I don't know. But anyway, he is a famous artist. He was he was under the wing of Andy Warhol.
Yes.
Very famous. He's passed away, died young, very famous. And this is where Andy Warhol set him up in this building, and that above was his loft and the living space in the bottom. I don't know who is there now, but they've never done anything. They've never changed it. And the door next to it is the doorway to that loft. You see, and what it's become is, again, it's kind of graffiti art and whatever, but
homage.
It's an homage to him, and it's a tribute that's just always there. And I think you mentioned to me, I'll bet people keep adding to that.
Yes.
Well, you know, it's funny because they probably do, but when I took these photos, I have some from previous, and I'm not sure. They do add to it, but you know, you can't tell because it's so much.
It's so much.
Yeah,
Where?
it's great. It's great.
It's become a compilation.
Yeah. And then next to it, I think, yes, next to it is a plaque that's also graffiti, but that's the plaque that tells about who he is and an artist, and it describes who he was.
So ultra cool.
Yes. And then now below that, this is on Bleecker Street in the East Village. And I
very famous street.
Yeah, very famous street. And it's a boxing club. And it's in a storefront. And I just thought it was so interesting because you can see, if you look through, you can see through the doors because I don't always need to see the whole door.
Right.
It's a doorway. This is what you see. And in there you can see people kind of getting ready to box. And you can see the whole storefront here. And you can see the neon sign saying what it is. So I said, well, that's great. That's why we have three of them, just to give you an idea. And then next to it is just, that's an art gallery on,
yay!
I believe that's on 3rd Street between 2nd and 3rd.
So cool.
And it's an art gallery, and there's a sign on there that says, everybody knows Bob. I guess Bob is the artist that was inside there with his artwork. And these are all East Village.
Classy doors.
Yeah, and some of them now, they might be on, the first three, well, the first one and the third one are definitely, they're East Village, but because East Village can be over around 9th and 10th Street all the way over to 5th Avenue, they tend to be a little higher class, little
very, very high class
buildings, brownstones and whatever. So they're pretty quality doors in good shape and everything, but it's still the East Village. So like I said, I take the funky, I take the whatever's there.
The good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
What do you like best about living in the village?
Oh, well, I don't know, except that always been a downtown guy. Lived in a couple other spots briefly, but because it's just there's so much happening there that people are interesting. We're very eclectic, you know.
Very eclectic.
Everyone of every race, color, creed, sexual preference either lives or comes there, hangs out.
And what has changed the most since you've been there, do you think?
Well, I guess just the, I don't want to use gentrification as a bad word because sometimes I feel like, you know, you need to have new things and new buildings. But there's a lot of buildings that are gone that were, you know, maybe you would have liked to have them stay. And then there's a lot of new buildings, but we're not doing that today. But I have, I've got photos,
another time.
Yeah, I've got photos of like some of the modern architecture against some of the older architecture. And there are some incredible buildings. Right
so the last
Bowery.
Two of the bicycles, which you know by my vlog that I'm a big biker, and John is actually a biker too, right?
Yes. He used to be a motorcycle guy.
Oh, I remember your motorcycle.
Bicycles, and I do city bike
all
the time.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, on the bottom there, that's a building on Allen Street, which I'm sneaking a little bit here too. The last few photos, because it's at the East Village. Well, it's 2 blocks below Houston Street, but it's the Lower East Side. It's still kind of the village, but it's on Allen Street, which would be 1st Avenue as you hit Houston Street.
Nice.
But it's Allen Street, and it's a very nice, I don't know, I forget the name of the architecture. It's an architecture that's rare and not many buildings left in the city like this. There's some on the west side on Bleecker Street, a couple on my block. That one there on Allen, I don't think there's any others. There are probably more next to where that modern building is next to it. But what's interesting about it is just that it's in such great shape. The door has been restored wonderfully. It's simple. It looks probably as it always looked, except for the air conditioner sticking out. And the 50s type or early 60s type bicycle just plopped on the fence there. To me, that's like an interesting thing. So I take mundane photos, a lot of mundane activity, and it doesn't have to be spectacular, and I like it.
John takes fantastic photos. And also belongs to a group that actually, what's the online group that you belong to?
Oh, Guru Shots.
And can you tell people how to get to that so they could become a
Well, I think they could just Google Guru Shots.
Shots.
Yeah, it's GURUSHOTS, kind of all as one word. And yeah, people could do it. They could. It's a contest. It's a challenge. But you kind of belong to it. And you play a game essentially, and not everyone is an excellent photographer, but most people are, and you get ranked, and you have to work and win points and challenges to move up the ranks. And I'm one step below. There's like 9 levels. I'm one below Guru, which is the what you're trying to get to. It's very hard to get
to.
So I'm master level.
We all need to go onto Guru Shots and check out John's work and help him get up to the master level.
Yeah.
Because he is a master and a good friend. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, yes.
To my vlog.
Yes.
And remember to subscribe. John's one of my subscribers,
Absolutely.
Right?
I watch.
And like, and I hope everybody is safe and warm and is going to have a wonderful fall and a blessed winter. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Great.
Hi, this is Jan's vlog part 2.
Oh my.
Because there were a couple of things that John and I were talking about that I want to add, and one last photo.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to mention that the last photo, as I said, I cheated a little bit about East Village on the 2 before it, but also that last photo is technically, that's Gramercy Park. That's just a couple of blocks above the East Village, but I just took it recently, and I like it so much that I just wanted to add it to our
spotlight on Gramercy Park.
Right, and then we were talking about Guru Shots.
Guru Shots.
And I didn't get to say that I've had a photo chosen in the past and put in a gallery in a foreign country, and now yesterday I was informed that one of my photos, street life photos, is going to be in a gallery in a show in Spain, and I don't remember the name of the town at the moment, but in Spain. And it's of when we had Gay Pride Day, recently.
Right.
Well, I took everybody was with their wings and their rainbow outfits and everything, and I just took from the back some people walking down St. Mark's Place in these outrageous, wonderful outfits, and some people are hugging and some people are wonderful shot, and that's going to be in this gallery.
May we have that photo to share with the public on the vlog?
Oh, you mean like give it to you later?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
If you can add that in.
So here's that photo. We'll be getting that. And thank you again. And support artists, support photographers by going to Guru Shots, making John a master.
Yeah, vote for my photos.
And vote for his photos.
And take photos, and I'll vote for yours.
Yeah. It sounds like fun, right? We need fun these days.
Yeah.
Okay, part 2, a redux. Thank you.
Bye.